Sairam students, welcome back to your online class of Active English. Today we are going to do the book work of Active English. Now see what we have to do today. We are going to do the next chapter, which is chapter number 29, End Position Adverbials. This is our chapter number 29, End Position Adverbials. Here in this chapter, what we have to do, I'm going to show you. See it very carefully. See, here are some words are given in the end. You have to, here are the adverbs. Adverbs, you know na, that increases or enhances any verb. That is your adverb. Whenever we add anything to the verb which enhances its meaning, that is your adverb. So here adverb is quickly or slowly. The sentence is there a plane moving quickly or slowly? So here these are the end position adverbials. That means we have to use these adverbs at the end of the sentence. See, is there a plane moving quickly or slowly? These are the adverbs which are at the end position. So the answer is it is moving quickly. So here the adverb is quickly used in the answer. It is moving quickly. So here again we use the adverb at the last. Here again we use the adverb at the last. Okay. Now see the next one. So end position adverbs defines the position of the adverbs which lies at the last. Next is the girl walking quietly or noisily? Is the girl walking quietly or nicely? So here she is walking quietly. She is walking quietly. So here again quietly and noisily comes at the end. So these are the adverbs which comes at the end, and these describes the meaning of walking more appropriately. So she is walking quietly. Now the next is the girl speaking politely or rudely? Again we use the adverbs at the end. So the answer is she is speaking politely. She is speaking politely. Next is the boy writing well or badly? Here again we use the end position adverbs, that is he is writing well. Answer is he is writing well. We use the adverb at the end, that is well. And next is the car moving backwards or forwards? It is moving backwards. Again we use the backward, which is an adverb at the end. Okay. Next is what did Prem do yesterday? Here we have to do it by our own. He played football. He played football. Okay. So here next is what is Maya going to do tomorrow? Answer is she is going to go to school. Now the next, what did Raju and Mohan do last Saturday? They went to the cinema. Answer is they went to the cinema. Next is what are the girls going to do next Saturday? They are going to swim in a sea. They are going to swim in a sea. Next is what is Meera going to do tonight? She is going to do her homework. She is going to do her homework. Next is what did you do yesterday? What are you going to do tomorrow? And you have to answer it by your own, because these questions are all related to you. So what did you do yesterday? You have to write what did you do yesterday. Similarly, what are you going to do tomorrow? If you are going to study tomorrow, you have to write I am going to study tomorrow. And the next, what did you do last Saturday? What did you do last Saturday? If you had played, you had did anything, you had go for outing, so write down here. What are you going to do next Saturday? So if there are any plans of the next Saturday of yours, so you can write it here. What are you going to do tonight? What are you going to do tonight? Here you can write here what today's plan of yours, tonight's plans of yours, you can write it here. So it is all you have to do by your own. Okay, so this is an activity for you. Now see the next. You just have to see the timings. Maya wakes up at 7 o'clock every morning. So in the first, it shows the clock which shows the 7. Then similarly, she has her breakfast at 7:30 early morning. Here 7:30 is shown in the second column in the second clock. And the third is she goes to school at 8 o'clock every morning. Here again 8 is shown in the third column, timing 8. Then she has her first lesson at 8:15 every morning. Here 8:15 is shown in the fourth column of clock. Then fifth is she goes home at 1:30 every day. Here again 1:30 is shown in the fifth number of clocks. Then she has a meal at 2 o'clock every day. Here 2 o'clock is shown in the sixth column of the clock. Next is 7th. She does her homework at 6 o'clock every day. So here it is shown 7th, 6 o'clock. Next, she has another meal at 7 o'clock every night. Here 7 o'clock are shown in the 8th column of the clock. 9th is she goes to bed at 10 o'clock every night. Here 10th is shown in the 9th column of the clock. Here next is what do you do every day. Similarly, on a paper you have to make, or you can make it also in your Fair English notebook. You have to make it in your Fair English notebook. Similarly, you have to write the points what you do in your whole day, and you have to make the clock chart of that also. Okay. Now after this, here is the another chapter. I'm just hoping that end point adverbials are clear to you. Now here are the mid position adverbials. What does it mean? You have to add the adverbs at the mid position. Here we have to add the adverbs at the mid position. See how? First, in the morning, I always see a bus. If I join I with the always and always with the see, so in the morning I always see a bus. So here is one sentence is, in the morning I always see a bus. And if I want to do the second sentence, in the morning I usually see a horse. Here in the morning I usually see a horse. Here always and use are the mid position adverbs. Here always and usually are the mid position adverbs that enhances the verbs. Okay. Then next is in the morning I often see a train. In the morning I often see a train. Here this sentence is, in the morning I often see a train. Here often is again a mid position adverbials which shows the position of the adverbs at the midpoint. In the morning I sometimes, next is in the morning I sometimes see an aeroplane. In the morning I sometimes see an aeroplane. Here see and in the morning I. These are the common sentences, and the only the mid position adverbials and the objects are changed. Next is in the morning. See the next. Next is in the morning I never see a car. In the morning I never see a car. So here never is again a mid position adverbial. Okay. Now similarly see the next is a bookshop always. A bookshop, see, a bookshop always sells. A bookshop always sells books. Okay. Or a bookshop usually sells writing paper. Similarly, a bookshop often sells newspapers. A bookshop sometimes, no, meat cannot be, a bookshop sometimes sells school books. A bookshop never sells meat. Okay, so with this we can match and make the sentences. Similarly, in the next, see, we always find, what we find? We always find rocks by the sea. Next is, we usually find 10 rupees note by the sea. Next is, we often find sand by the sea. We sometimes find paper pieces by the sea. We never find bottles by the sea. Okay, so we can make the sentences by matching this. So it would be interesting for you. You can make and do it by your own. Next is, see, here is given the revision in which you have to use this adverbials in the mid position. Make the sentences like the one has been done for you. He often falls down. Here the word falls is used. Yes, he fell down yesterday. We have to convert it into the past. Similarly, wake. She sometimes wakes up at night 8 o'clock. So answer is yes. She woke up at 8 o'clock yesterday. Okay. Similarly, hide. She woke up. You can write she woke up at 8 o'clock yesterday. Okay. So similarly, you have to do the next. Hide. The dog always hides behind the door. So here, yes, it is hidden behind the door. Next is give. He usually give him an ice cream. Yes, he usually give him an ice cream yesterday. Next is, he sometimes sells him a newspaper. Yes, he sold newspaper every day. You can write every day. No, he always knows the answer. Yes, he always knew the answer. Next is, they often dig a hole. Answer is yes, they dug a hole. Next is, he sometimes send her a present. Yes, he sometimes send her presents. I'm just hoping that you are clear with this. Okay, do it by yourself. Try to do it by yourself. I just told it thoroughly. Okay. Now the next chapter, which is chapter number 31. And in this chapter, what we have to do, we have to use our WH words which are used for the questions. Which and where. First we have to use which and where. Here are the words which. Which hand has the match? Your hand, your right hand. Here, WH word which is used for finding the matchstick. So the girl says your right hand, so the boy say no, because there is not any match in his right hand. Second is, which hand has the match? Again the boy asked. So here the question asked by the WH sentence which. So the girl answered your left hand. So the answer is yes. Yes, here it is. Thank you. Again answer the question. First is number 1. Which one is bigger than the other? Here again WH word is used for asking the question. Which one is bigger than the others? So answer is number 1. Second is, which one is smaller than the others? So the answer is number 6. Then which one is the same? Which one is the same? Number 2. Then which one are round? So here again which is used for asking the question. Which ones are round? So number 1 and number 4 is answer. Then which one is square? Which one is square? So answer is number 2. Okay. So this is your way to asking the question by the word which. Similarly, where. Where is the white book? Here whenever we have to ask the position of anything we have to ask by the word where. So where is the white book? It is between the black books. Similarly, next question, where is the white book? Here again it is below the black books. Here it is below the black books. So here again we have to ask the position of anything. We use the word where. Where is your chin? Where is your chin? It is below your mouth. See, it is below your mouth. Where is your nose? It is above my mouth. Okay. Where is the dog running? It is running across the road. Where did the ball go? It went through the window. Next is, where did the ball fall? We have to ask if we want to ask the position of the ball, we write it fell into the dish of soup. Next is, where did the fish live? It lives under the water. Okay. So this is the way of asking the where words questions and the which words question. Similarly, WH words are when and what. When is tell that when we have to do anything. Okay. When do you wake up? You have to answer this by your own. When do you wake up? When did you get to school this morning? When did school start this morning? When are you going to have a meal? When are you going home? When does your father get home from work? These are the questions which you have to answer by your own. These are related to you and your family. Now the next is what? WH word what. What means you have to do what. Okay. So here you use the word what is the girl doing? She is skipping. Next is what is the girl doing? She is kneeling. Next is what is the woman doing? She is shaking the mat. What is the man doing? He is pouring tea into the cup. Similarly, if I ask, what are you doing? So you have to mention what you are doing, that you are studying it now. Similarly, what is the dog doing? It is running away. What is the man doing? He is running after it. What is the woman doing? She is driving. What is she is going to office. Okay. So similarly, you have to read it loud. Hear the whose word. Whose book is this? Whenever we have to ask the person that whose thing is that, then we have to use the WH word whose. Whose book it is? It is Prem's. Whose ruler it is? It is Anu's. Whose pencil it is? It is Maya's. Whose ball it is? It is Mohan's. Whose shirt it is? It is Zahir's. Whose pen it is? It is Raj's. Whose car it is? It is Mrs. Pradhan's. So here whenever we have to ask the thing of who have the owner of the things, we have to use a WH word whose. Okay. So here this is the end of this chapter. I hope you have clear with this video. Thank you so much and do your work very carefully in your books.